Hello, Robert. Is it true that you've been assigned to another department? That's what I just heard from administration.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Barnes. Still at work? Being a section manager seems like a pretty hard job. So, staying late, I mean.
No use trying to curry favor with me, Robert. Besides, I'm off today. So what about it? Are you getting transferred or what? What's up? Is it true?
Well, it was all explained in that internal memo at work today.
Like I said, I haven't been in today. Someone from administration sent me a text mentioning it.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought you were there. Sorry.
So, are you gonna answer me? Are you getting transferred or not?
Yes, sir. I'm getting transferred next month to my new position. I really appreciate your help all these years, but I'll be leaving this branch office by the end of the month. It's really been a great experience.
I see. So not a different department, but you're leaving this office altogether, huh? Seems kinda strange that you'd be transferring right about now.
Yes, I know. I heard that they decided on my transfer unexpectedly. I guess they needed to fill that position as soon as possible.
Oh, I see. So that's what it was all about. Now I get it. Yeah, figures. I'm not sure what you did to make this sudden decision, but... You know what? I was kinda half expecting it. I mean, you've always been presumptuous. Always a little disrespectful to your superiors.
I'm not sure what you mean, Mr. Barnes. Why did you expect I would be transferred? I don't think I was ever out of line in any way. Was I really that disrespectful, sir?
What I mean is, you probably did something sneaky and got caught. They couldn't fire you, and the only option was to redispose, so to speak.
Pardon me?
What the hell did you do, Robert? Screw up one of the projects? Or is it more non-business related, like an in-office romance or something? So, where you getting relocated to? Some factory office out west? That place way out in Nowhereville? Or maybe a one-person box office out in the company parking lot?
Mr. Barnes, if you had read the memo, maybe you wouldn't be saying that, but it's not that I'm being relocated.
Oh, I see. You don't even realize the predicament you're in. I get it. Too shocked to comprehend it, huh? It happens. Just can't accept it, can you? Well, you dug your own hole. The company had no choice but to transfer you. It's probably your shameless attitude toward what you did that irked them. I suggest you accept the consequences, Robert. You should be grateful they let you keep your job.
Right. It's just that...
So where'd you get relocated to? Come on, Robert, stop beating around the bush for God's sake!
If you would just take a look at the company memo that was distributed today, you'll get all the information you need, sir.
That means I have to wait until tomorrow morning to get the good news. I won't be able to sleep. Let's hear it, Robert. Where's this wonderful place you're being transferred to? It's like I'm waiting for the axe to fall. Besides, I'd rather hear it from the horse's mouth than reading some boring memo. So out with it, man! If it's that factory office out west, you better get a pretty warm jacket. It gets pretty chilly out there.
Not out west, but east. The headquarters in New York.
Wait a sec. What? Hey, Robert. You there?
Yes, sir. Good morning, Mr. Barnes. What can I do for you?
What you said yesterday about your transfer, that was no joke, was it? I just read the company memo, and it's not only you. Melinda's being transferred too! She should be here! Near me! Is this all really true?
Right. Yes. It's all there in the memo. All true, sir. There was this company competition last year. You remember that, right? Well, the project idea that Melinda and I submitted was selected.
Yeah, that. When they put that into actual use, it immediately racked up like $1 million in sales. That project idea, huh? So the company's rewarding you by transferring you guys to headquarters, is that it?
Oh, okay. So you read the whole thing. So I don't have to explain everything.
I couldn't believe it. So I asked my uncle who works at headquarters. I had to verify if it was true.
Oh, really? Your uncle works at headquarters? I never knew that, sir.
He was the one that got me into this company. He's got some connections and put in a good word for me. He's the section manager at HR over there.
Oh, really? I had no idea. That's great.
You had no idea? You should know about the people you work with, especially your boss.
Sorry, sir. I'm the type that sort of overlooks that kind of thing. If it doesn't affect my work, it just doesn't interest me.
Huh? Oh, I see. That's why you were so hyped about trying to outshine me, is that it?
Not really. All I was doing my job as best I could, that's all. I was not out to get the better of anybody.
About this transfer to headquarters. How about I go instead of you? What do you say?
Pardon me. You want to go to HQ instead of me?
Yeah, that's right. Along with Melinda, of course. The two of us would make the perfect pair for the main office. I asked my uncle to pull some strings to get me transferred to headquarters, but you know what he said? He said if I had real success that I could show, he could talk to some people and act on that. So what I'm trying to say is that you give me the credit for that project idea. That one that garnered in excess of $1 million in sales. Just say it was all your boss's idea. That I was the brains behind it.
Mr. Barnes, listen, I really can't do that.
Seriously? Are you telling me you're giving your boss the middle finger, is that it?
I don't have the power to overturn a request from higher up.
Robert, I want you to come up to the 3rd floor. Let's have a little talk in the meeting room, privately. The branch manager will be there too, so let's us three sit down and have a little conversation, shall we?
Okay, I'll be right up.
Man, what a total wimp! All I did was press you on the issue. You got all flustered and nervous, and before I knew it, you back up toward the window all scared like, and fall out! This was on the 3rd floor, for God's sake! You're a total klutz, you know that? Just so you know, I had nothing to do with it. It's not as if I pushed you or anything. I just confronted you on some business issues and you got all agitated for no reason. Don't make any false accusations. Gotta say, it was the 3rd floor. I'm sure you're not okay. How could you be, right? But you know what, Robert? As your boss, I'm gonna go out on a limb for you. I'll assume all responsibility of your business dealings. That's the least I can do. So relax and get some rest. I really have to thank you for providing me an opportune chance to further my career. At a cost, of course. That $1 million deal is now mine. I was the one who came up with that idea. You got that? There will be consequences if you report on this. That I had anything to do with it. You slipped and fell out of that window, you understand? Another thing you shouldn't forget. My uncle is the section chief at HR. He's got my back 100%. Just so you're aware, as long as you don't rock the boat, everything will remain normal. Your future with this company depends on whether you keep your mouth shut or not. Do we understand each other? That's all I have to say. Have a nice long rest, and I look forward to seeing you back at work in a few weeks. Or maybe months. Oh yeah, about Melinda. Don't worry about her. She's all taken care of, if you know what I mean. Robert, you know what? You're a total loser.
Robert, are you okay? I heard all about it. What the hell happened?
Oh, hey, Melinda. Thanks for earlier. Yeah, I'm doing okay. My new suit got hooked up on a branch and got all torn up. That was my favorite suit!
I'm so glad to hear you're okay. It could have been way worse.
Well, that was because of your quick thinking. maybe I wouldn't even be talking to you right now.
Please, don't say that, Robert.
When Mr. Barnes confronted me in the meeting room, he backed me toward the window and I had nowhere else to go. But then I looked down and saw you and your folks standing down there with a mattress ready to take my fall.
I'm just glad we were able to get there in time.
I later remembered that your folks owned a furniture shop just around the block, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was why we were able to get there in time with the mattress. The staff was just unloading a new shipment into the warehouse. I was walking down the hall and overheard Mr. Barnes' staff members talking about how he was going to somehow hamper your transfer to headquarters. But then I learned that you had already gone up to the 3rd floor to have a meeting with Mr. Barnes. All I could think of spur of the moment was to go straight to my parents' place down the street.
Thanks for that, Melinda. Always so astute. That's what I like about you. Oh yeah, about that mattress. Got a bit dirty after catching my fall. That was new, wasn't it? Can't sell that anymore. Tell you what, I'll buy it. I need a new mattress anyway. In a weird way, I have this intimate connection with it now.
You really don't have to, but if you want, sure. We'll give you a big discount on it.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. About Mr. Barnes. He still doesn't know the whole story, right?
No, he doesn't. He was out of the office when it was announced, so I don't see how he could know. He just left a little while ago, so I covered for you. Just that you were in pain and recuperating. We were lucky he didn't see us down below. I suppose the bushes and those trees helped, although it didn't help your suit.
Yeah, well, the suit was a small price to pay. Anyway, thanks for everything, Melinda. I owe you.
You're at my parents' place now, right? I hope you're comfortable there.
Yeah, your parents are great. They're treating me like royalty.
I also talked to the branch manager. He was really concerned and asked how you were holding up. He wants to know all the details after you return to the office. He was furious that his name was used in all this.
Yeah, alright. Again, thanks for everything.
Oh, just so you know, I saw Mr. Barnes as he was leaving. He had a huge smirk on his face. I even think he was whistling.
Are you serious?
Lucky for those trees and bushes, he didn't see us with the mattress. Probably just thought the trees blocked your fall. And luckily it was out back and nobody was around, so the whole incident didn't get out of hand. He has no idea you're perfectly fine.
Yeah, well, I guess we were just lucky, huh? Mr. Barnes has always been short-sighted. His work style has always been patchy. Everything is half-finished. But I suppose that trait was to our advantage.
Hey, Robert, you there? Reply right this second, buddy! How the hell can you be okay? I thought you'd be incapacitated for weeks! Melinda said you were in pain, for Christ's sake!
Oh, good morning, Mr. Barnes. I'm fine. I was in a bit of pain, but popped a couple aspirins on the way. No problem. Why didn't you stop and talk when you saw me in the hall?
You're not some kind of ghost, are you?
I'm pretty sure a ghost can't text message. That will be weird, huh? Like some horror movie.
Yeah, well, stop changing the subject, will you?
I see what you're getting at. You want to know why I'm perfectly fine. Not a scratch on me despite falling from the 3rd floor, right?
Yeah, what the hell's going on? You didn't fall. That's it, right? Somehow you saved yourself at the last minute.
Well, let's just say I had some help. Some good people helped break my fall. But what's more, guess what I did before joining this company? I was a stuntman!
The stuntman? Don't give me that!
It's true. That project I put through, the one that generated over $1 million in sales, well, my former expertise played an important role in that. But we're getting way off topic, so let's leave that for later.
What the hell are you talking about? Get to the point, for crying out loud!
You really did it this time, Mr. Barnes.
Huh? I have no idea what you're talking about, buddy. Are you accusing me of something? I haven't done anything wrong.
I will file a report regarding this incident, just so you're aware.
What? You're not even hurt. What are you even gonna report? That you were a klutz and stumbled over your own feet?
Although I wasn't injured, you definitely will be charged with assault.
Pardon me?
If I had been injured, you'd be charged with assault and battery. A pretty serious crime, I'm told. But since I wasn't injured, the consequences of your misconduct won't be as bad. You should be grateful for that at least.
Don't even think about submitting a report! You do that, and you know the payback you'll get! I warned you about this before, Robert! Don't throw your career away by doing this!
Oh, are you planning on inflicting bodily harm, sir?
I'll do what I have to if it's what you're asking. This time for good!
You're forgetting one thing, Mr. Barnes. I was a stuntman. And I'm also a black belt in karate and an MMA contender. You really want to grapple with me?
MMA? Are you serious? A kid who works for me was previously a vicious animal? Give me a break!
I have no intention of using my full strength on a non-experienced person like yourself, so don't worry. No matter what you say, Mr. Barnes, I plan on submitting this report. End of story.
You do that, my transfer to HQ is hopeless! You do realize that, right? It's already been decided! Melinda and I are going to HQ, not you!
Oh yeah, that reminds me. About your uncle? The one who works in HR? Well, I was told that he's taking responsibility for manipulating documents and favoring applicants. A clear violation of company policy. I was told he submitted his resignation today. I'm surprised you haven't heard. You're the manager. You should know these things, Mr. Barnes.
My uncle resigned? No, that can't be right.
The branch manager apparently got in contact with headquarters and submitted a detailed report of your background and recent track record. It's apparent that you used connections to get where you are now, and your uncle manipulated documents to land you this job. The senior administration were furious.
Huh? My track record? How?
Your folks have also been informed about all this. Actually, I got a phone call from them yesterday apologizing on your behalf.
Wait, pardon me? This whole thing? My parents know about this whole thing? How could that be?
Oh, by the way, your parents were very kind and understanding. You really should be grateful they have so much sympathy for others.
You're not telling me that.
The reason why nobody has contacted you is obvious, isn't it? They figured it would be better to have you come to the office as usual, as if nothing happened. Otherwise, you'd probably panic and take off. Knowing you, Mr. Barnes, that's exactly what you would have done, am I right?
You gotta help me out here, Robert. Please.
I'm gonna have to pass on that, sir.
But what about my transfer to headquarters with Melinda?
You lay one finger on my girl and you're a dead man. You got that, buddy?
She's with you? No way!
Can we please cut this short? I have to finish up my transfer papers by today.
What about me? What am I gonna do from now on?
Goodbye, Mr. Barnes. Good luck. After that conversation, I submitted my report and pressed charges against him for assault. Through our lawyers, we were finally able to settle the matter after Mr. Barnes admitted his guilt and agreed to pay compensation for what he did. Although he was pretty pissed off, as you can imagine, Mr. Barnes eventually resigned from the company. I was worried he might retaliate somehow, so I had my lawyer place a restraining order on him. If he at any time approaches 10 feet from me, he goes to jail. Although I can protect myself, it would put my mind at ease. I later heard from his folks that they introduced him to a live-in job somewhere up north. I heard it was a logging company of some kind. His folks paid the entire compensation fee, so he's now hard at work paying them back. And I can tell you right now, it's not a small amount. They said they are eventually planning on sending him to one of their operations overseas. So I probably won't ever see him again. I sort of feel sorry for him, but I have to say, he had it coming. As for me and Melinda, we're both transferred to headquarters and already starting on our new project together. We're both just glad all this is over and we can get on with our lives.
I used all of your $36,000 savings for Mom's surgery. What? What happened to your mother? She's been diagnosed with terminal cancer. It's infuriating. She's only 60. There is no God. That's worrisome, but what do you mean by my savings? We need money for the treatment. That may be true, but why would you use it without asking? How did you withdraw it? I transferred it to my account through online banking. The password is? I found it in the box under your drawer. You shouldn't take it without permission, right? Are you weighing life against money? I didn't say that, did I? You should have consulted me. You, a money grubber, wouldn't nod unless I did this, would you? What do you think of me? I'm going to save my mom's life. If that's the situation, I don't mind you using the money, but consult me in the future. You still have your savings from when you were single because of my earnings, right? It's practically my money. Don't act so high and mighty. What's with your tone? Isn't that too much? I'm distressed because my mom's life is at stake. You just keep blaming me. Don't you have any compassion? I'm sorry. I grew up with just my mom after losing my dad. It's natural to want her to live long, right? Yes, I want to visit your mother in the hospital too. No. Why not? My mom knows that I used your money. What would she think if you, the person who provided the money, showed up in her room? Well, maybe she would feel in debt. No, she'll think you're there to collect and her condition will worsen. I won't do that. I'm already full of guilt for what I did to you. If you show up with a "I lent you $36,000 look on your face, it won't help her recovery. But I think there are things that's easier to ask a woman to do, like bringing fresh clothes or doing laundry, and I want to be of help. You've already done enough. Absolutely do not contact her, neither by text nor by phone. Then let me prepare some gifts for her and you can bring them. I can allow that. I hope she gets better soon. You're so carefree. I didn't mean to be. I'm genuinely worried. You, who still have both parents alive, wouldn't understand my feelings. Daniel, don't stress yourself out too much, okay? I'll do anything I can to help. Then take on more work. It looks like her treatment will take longer. You can never have too much money. But I'm already working full-time. You have nights, don't you? How about a job in the entertainment industry? I've never done that before. You just make drink and sit around doing nothing. Even an idiot could do that job. I think it's a difficult job, you know. Do it. It might be a bit too much for me. Oh, so you're not going to help. Let's get a divorce then. Why does it come to that? There's no point in being together if we can't help each other. If it were your parents who were sick, I'd work around the clock to pay for treatment. Alright, I'll look for job listings. You can start immediately if it's just a trial, so go from today. That's impossible on such short notice. I need some mental preparation. I beg you. You are the only person I can rely on. I understand, but I'll be at the hospital for a while, and I don't need meals. Contact me when you've made some money. Okay. A job in the entertainment industry. I'm extremely introverted, and the last thing I want to do is customer service. I wonder if I can do this kind of night job. I'm Mia, 29 years old. I've been married to my husband for 3 years, but things haven't been going well lately. With his domineering attitude and volatile emotions, I've been feeling at my limit. But if this is due to his mother's illness, perhaps it was me who lacked understanding. Despite Daniel's strict prohibition, I was so worried about my mother-in-law that I sent her a message on text. However, it remains unread. mustered up the courage to call, but the announcement that the number you have dialed is revealed that it was an unused number. Being avoided to the point of changing her number, I thought we had a good relationship. In hopes of reducing my husband's anxiety, I decided to try a shift at a cabaret club. Sorry, I went for a trial yesterday, but they told me they couldn't hire me.
What?
Perhaps because I was silent for too long, the customers lodged numerous complaints, and I was told to go home after only 2 hours.
What are you doing? Are you really that incompetent?
But I can't just start a high-energy conversation with a man I just met. It's impossible for me.
You get paid even for a trial shift, right? How much?
It was $36.
What? That's not even enough for a kid's allowance.
I'm good at programming, but this is a bit...
You're really useless.
It seems I'm not suited for this. I'll look for another part-time job.
Forget it. I thought this might happen, so I found something for you.
What?
They'll pick you up, so leave the door open.
I don't want to. It's scary.
It's okay. You're good at massage, aren't you?
I'm not especially good at it.
You don't have to talk when you're massaging, so you can do it.
Does that mean...
It's up to you to provide any extra services, but your hourly wage might increase.
No, I don't want to do something like that.
What's a cabaret club dropout doing, acting so high and mighty?
I chose my current job because I'm not good at interacting with people. There's no way someone who spends all day interacting with computers could work in a business that involves dealing with men.
You're just not trying. Break out of your shell.
I can't.
If you go, I get a referral fee.
Who are you dealing with? No matter how much money you need for my mother-in-law, you've lost your sense of judgment.
Stop the nagging. Do as I say.
No, I absolutely won't open the door.
Then I'll have to drag you out. I'll be back soon, so wait for me.
Stop it. The door is being pounded on. I'm scared. Help me.
The noise will stop if you open it.
I'll report you to the police.
See what happens if I get arrested. My mother will be left alone. Who will pay for the treatment? Do you intend to let her die?
That's not my intention, but I have to protect myself.
Everything is for my mother. Money is less important than life, so stop complaining.
This is going too far.
Where the hell did you go? Yesterday the house was locked, but no one was inside.
I jumped out and escaped. Just kidding. Someone helped me.
Who is it? A man?
Stop it. Just because you're cheating doesn't mean you have to suspect me too. I was scared by the loud knocking on the door and went out to the balcony, and the neighbor called out to me. When I briefly explained the situation, they told me to come over from the balcony.
Damn, you escaped to the neighbors?
We're close enough to share gifts from our parents and share with each other. You suddenly said not to have neighborhood interactions, so I kept quiet.
It's the one on the right, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Wilson.
Hey, his wife should be in the hospital now. So does that mean her husband helped you?
That's right. But why do you know about his wife's hospitalization?
No. I met Wilson's husband in the elevator and he said something like that.
He said he hasn't told anyone, only their parents and I know.
Oh, maybe it was just my imagination. I might have seen him at my mother's hospital.
That's it. But I'm worried about your mother.
That's right. She's having surgery again and it's costing a fortune.
Oh, wait a second. There's someone who wants to talk to you.
Who? I'm busy taking care of my mother.
What are you doing? I didn't have surgery.
Who?
Your mother is in perfect health.
Mom?
Mia unusually called home last night. And when I talked to her, it turned out to be a huge mess. Listen to this. My phone was malfunctioning, so I asked you to fix it, but you unilaterally canceled it. We don't have Wi-Fi at home, so I can't use text, and I can't contact anyone, and I was in trouble. I thought the smartphone, the electromagnetic waves are not good for you, so I canceled it for your health. Nonsense! Who said I have cancer? Where am I terminal? It's your brain that's about to end, you idiot son! There's a reason for this. I'll explain it properly. I don't care about that. The fact is you lied. Instead of apologizing, you just make excuses. I don't remember raising such a son. It's really pathetic. Mom. I'll switch to Mia. Talking to you makes my fingers itch. Don't say that. You're probably wondering how I found out, huh? What's going on? I got help from our neighbor, and while talking, I found out that his wife was hospitalized. Ah, I see. Apparently, there's been a man who is not her husband visiting her room frequently. It seems this came from a nurse's gossip. Really? That man was you, wasn't it? That's impossible, right? The husband was letting you hang around to gather evidence. Did he know about this? I had my suspicions too. You used to at least greet me, but suddenly you told me not to talk to you anymore. I sensed something was off. I'm sorry, I've been having an affair with the wife next door. So you admit it. You used my $36,000 on that woman. What could I do? She doesn't have long to live. Her husband hesitates to provide her with the best medical care. I had no choice but to do something. You've been deceived, haven't you? Wait, what? The neighbor's wife is only hospitalized for a simple stomach ulcer and hemorrhoid surgery. That's not true. She has cancer, stage 4. Even if that were true, she has substantial insurance, so the cost of treatment isn't an issue. While in the hospital, she got hooked on online casinos because she was bored. She spent all the household savings on it, and now she's broke. Are you serious? So she can find you, her affair partner. She must have thought that she could squeeze money out of you if she said she had terminal cancer. That damn woman. You loved her, didn't you? Is it okay for you to speak about her like that? If it was just for money, it's a different story. Maybe the thrill of doing something dangerous between neighbors was fun. But an affair is an affair. The video of you two getting intimate in the hospital bed, the husband is apparently going to share it with me as well. Delete it immediately. What? After having an affair, what's with that attitude? You're suspicious too. You were together with the neighbor's husband late at night. We can guess what you were doing. You were having an affair too, weren't you? Don't group me with a piece of trash like you. I'm going to sue you too. It's no surprise that you're a suspect, going into a man's room. There was another person there, so nothing happened like you're imagining. Who was it? It was my mother-in-law. I was so scared of being found and taken away that my legs were shaking and I couldn't walk. I called my mother-in-law's house and she came to pick me up right away. I slept at my parents' house. Is there a problem with that? I thought you stayed overnight. Actually, I've followed you before. I wanted to find my mother-in-law's hospital room. What the hell are you doing? Then it turned out to be the neighbor's wife's room. For a moment I thought, what? But I still believed somewhere that she's a neighbor. And you might have just stopped by while visiting my mother-in-law. I also thought I shouldn't tell her husband and make a big fuss. But everything was revealed yesterday and I feel relieved. You're wrong. You know there's a difference between an affair and being serious, right? You had an affair and you were serious, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't go into debt to support her. Why did you? You're a diligent Yakuza. While you came to kidnap me from our apartment, you dropped a leaflet in the mailbox that said you lend money. Are they idiots? So my mother-in-law called them. She asked what relationship they had with you. You're lying. You tried to make me do shady work to pay back the debt. That's terrible. What can I do? The interest is mounting. You borrowed $140,000. I borrowed $36,000. The rest is interest. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. Do what you want, but you're definitely giving me back my $36,000. Let's work hard together. What? Aren't a husband and wife supposed to support each other during tough times? Who put me in a painful situation? I thought it was good and I became a hostess, but I was scolded for being useless. Do you know how hard it was? I'm sorry, so let's start over. Go away. Don't say such a thing. Pay me compensation and disappear. Mia. Even my mother-in-law says she's cutting ties with you. You can live your life being chased by the gangsters. Don't ever show your filthy face to us again. I don't want that. The woman next door was discharged from the hospital soon after, and when she returned home, her room was empty. Seeing the divorce papers and compensation claim on the table, she seemed to have realized everything. She was billed for $100,000 in compensation and misuse. And she's working at a cabaret club where I was turned out for an audition. She got the job. It's frustrating. Daniel borrowed money at a high interest rate again, paid me back my stolen savings and $57,000 in compensation, and submitted a letter of resignation to his company. And after that, he disappeared without a trace. A never-ending debt of nearly $220,000. I don't know much about that world, but I guess I'll never see him again in my life. I think my mother-in-law is sad about losing her son, but we occasionally go out to eat. I heard that the neighbor's husband started keeping a dog in his new apartment. There are hard times, but all you can do is move on. I'll keep looking forward and doing my best.